guys, it's Kim, and in this video I thought it was finally time to sit down and talk about Krypton, the series. I have been wanting to make this video for the longest time since they first announced that the series was ever going to be created. But I thought now is the perfect moment to talk about it because with all the stuff that happened at Comic-Con over the weekend, we got a little bit more information and I want to chat through some things. So to those of you that have no idea what I'm talking about, Syfy has commissioned a series about Krypton called Krypton. I know, so original, but come on, what are you gonna do? Lois and Clark, Smallville, they had to go somewhere with it. So the main premise of this series revolves around Seg-El, who is Superman's grandfather, and everything takes place on Krypton 200 years before Superman. The most interesting thing about this series is that it is canon. It's canon, it's a DC EU television show. Now this has never been done before, so it's quite shocking because DC draws a massive line between their television shows and their movies. They have never ever connected or crossed over the line like they have with this show. We do have some very big creative names attached to this, and it's probably why this series is being included in the DCEU. Both Jeff Johns and David S. Goyer, they have confirmed that it is canon, but before you start freaking out, I actually think that this is a very good thing. Because if you think about it, in the huge DC lineup of all different films, we did not see Man of Steel 2 anywhere. Where is this film? Where is the next Superman film? And though this series won't feature Superman, we'll get to learn a lot more about where he came from and what Krypton is like in this DCEU. But going back to what's been released so far about the plot, so yes, this series revolves around Seg-El, who is Kal-El's grandfather, Jor-El's father, but it looks like it takes place in Seg-El's 20s, so quite early in his life. And the information that's been released so far is that the House of El is in disarray. The family has been shamed, it's been ostracized, and they are basically living in the slums. So this is where the story takes place. So Seg-El's personality has been described as a little bit rebellious. He's very good with science and all different types of technology, but he's apparently also a character that you can just see stands for justice. But not only do we have the House of El, we have the House of Zod featuring as well. We have some female lineage being introduced in the Zod house, which will be very interesting to see how they are portrayed in this series and what their ideals and values are. And before you have a second freak out about, oh my god, what if the series is really crap and the storylines are bad and they do something that's really terrible that messes with the whole universe, I really don't think we have to worry about it that much because though we know a little bit about Krypton, we don't know a massive amount. We got a very, very basic look at it in the beginning of Man of Steel, but not a huge amount. So I feel like the series is going to have a lot of creative freedom, and the one thing that does worry me is that I have never liked Goyer's Superman. So I guess the big question is, what sort of character is Seg-El going to be? But from hearing some of the interviews from San Diego Comic-Con about the series, it sounds like it's going to be quite dark, which could be quite fun because there is a very dark side of Krypton that we haven't really tapped into yet. So I feel like the series is definitely going to have so much creative control on how they portray certain elements of Krypton. And because they actually have filmed the pilot, they did release a very mini trailer at Comic-Con. And from the looks of it, I am excited. I'm really actually very excited because we've seen the whole Clark Kent growing up in Smallville, we've seen him at the Daily Planet, we've seen him past the Daily Planet, we have never seen Krypton, actual Krypton. I'm not talking about Clark being sent off in a ship, I mean actual Krypton. What is this planet like? How does it tick? So I think we actually will get to see a lot of political, social, scientific, so many different aspects of Krypton that we've never really been able to explore before. And also the villains. We may get to see a little bit of a sneak peek of certain villains. I mean, if they don't try to introduce some rendition of Brainiac in this series, then I do not know what they're doing. So guys, how do you feel about this series? What do you think of the trailer they released at Comic-Con? Please leave your comments and thoughts below. That was my video today on the upcoming sci-fi series Krypton. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe. And if you want to follow me on any social media, I have all my links in the descriptions below. I have Twitter, I have Goodreads, I have Instagram, all below. As always guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very, very soon. Goodbye.